What's up guys, what's going on today? I want to talk about barcodes, right? So UPCs, GS1s, G10s, FNSKUs. I want to talk about all this because there's a lot of confusion out there right now on barcodes, what works on Amazon, what doesn't, and yes, they've made some changes. So this video is super important moving forward. That way you know exactly what to do for UPCs, you know how to get them, where to get them. I'll explain all that and what the consequences are if you use recycled barcodes and everything like that. So I'm gonna get through every situation and go through every place where you can buy them and what that means for your business moving forward if you decide to go one route or another. My goal for this video is to save you guys some money. That way you're not wasting a lot of money on barcodes because some of them can be expensive. That's probably why you're watching this video to begin with. Just real quick before we get started, I just want to welcome in anybody new to the channel. My name is Camron James. I've been selling on Amazon for about 4 years now. 3 to 4 years now. 4 years should be in a couple months here. We're in my first year, actually sold $1.1 million in under 30 days, which was a crazy, crazy ride and adventure. Otherwise, guys, this channel is here to educate you, update you for all new strategies I learn in Amazon as I grow my business, and also to share my journey just in general. That way you guys know exactly what to look for and all mistakes to possibly avoid in the future. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. That way you guys do not miss a thing and avoid all the costly mistakes that come with this business, unfortunately. Otherwise, guys, let's just get right into it. So UPCs are important to make sure we're organizing, keeping track of products at the store, right? So if you go to Walmart, Target, wherever you shop, everything's got a UPC code on it. That way the stores can track it, the companies can track it, the manufacturers can track it. The whole world can essentially track this product when need be. So if you just take this book, for instance, here, we can see the UPC code on the bottom there. So this is used to scan at the bookstore, at the manufacturer, at the Walmart, wherever it may be, to identify this is a real product and is registered within the UPC guidelines, which is GS1. So if you guys get confused with UPC and GS1s, just know that GS1s are just a certain type of UPCs. Don't get too confused in that. I'll get deeper into that as well as we go along. Let's hop into my screen here so we can see right here. So we're in the back end. So this is why UPCs are important or even relevant for Amazon. So Amazon wants you to have a UPC for your product before registering on Amazon. So essentially they're saying, hey guys, we don't want you to put in these weird, sketchy products on Amazon. So we're going to make sure that you're doing the right business thing. You're doing the proper things and assigning a UPC to your products to make sure this is a real product that we, make sure that we can sell to Amazon and actually give to customers. So the first thing they ask for when you make a product or add a product on Amazon, so this is what it looks like when you do that, is going to be product ID. So this is where you're going to select your UPC, right? So UPC here is what you're going to use in most cases. Other ones, if I don't mention the names in this one, they're not important for you, right? I only name ones that I personally use for my private label business and everything like that. So UPC is going to be the most common one. G10 you can also use. It's just a longer version of a UPC. Again, this getting into more detail, it's just getting more confusing, but just focus on a UPC here. This is what you're going to be 99% of the time. If you fall outside of that category, you're going to know anyways, and that problem is going to take care of itself. So once we get our UPC on Amazon, we list that product. This is probably important for a lot of you guys to connect the dots here. This is where you get the FNSKU, okay? So all FNSKU is think about it, is the Amazon's version of the barcode. So obviously Amazon's got thousands of warehouses around the world. They have millions and millions of products in their warehouses and they need a way to keep track of these things. So they developed their own tracking method outside the UPC called the FNSKU. So all this FNSKU is essentially, think about it as, Amazon tracks the UPC with this and your seller information. So they identify which product it is by this FNSKU, and they also identify who's selling it. So if there's a listing with 40 sellers on it, they want to know who was selling this product that was counterfeit, and they can come back to you based on that FNSKU. So FNSKUs are what you get when you list your product on Amazon, and this is what's required for you to put your product into Amazon. So what happens here is UPC, you add your product on Amazon, and then once that product's made, you're going to print item labels on Amazon, and you're going to get this FNSKU that they auto-populate for you. And then what you're going to do with that is either, say you're selling this book used on Amazon, you're just going to print this off with a sticker and put that on there, or you can give it to your manufacturer and they can print it on your box for you, which is what I do for private label, but you'll use stickers if you're selling stuff from your home and everything like that. Next, I want to talk about the difference between a GS1 UPC versus other recycled UPCs That way you're not getting in trouble with Amazon. They just started changing some stuff out, double checking your UPCs, and people are running into issues where they can't get their product on Amazon. They can't list their brand because their UPC is no good for a new brand and for their product. So this is where we're going to get into, where to buy your barcodes from, which ones to use based on your situation. That way you know exactly how to move forward in your business. But first, I just want to make this clear. That way people fully understand why we've been talking about this to begin with and why GS1s are important. So like I said earlier, UPCs are what we're really talking about here. GS1 is literally just the database they want these UPCs attached to. So we can see here on Amazon what they determine valid UPCs. So all they're saying here is we verified the authenticity of product UPCs, I can't say that word, of product UPCs by checking the GS1 database. UPCs that do not match the information provided by GS1 will be considered invalid. So all they're saying here is that they want you to get your UPCs from GS1 to make sure they're in their database. And that's it. This is why this is so important, to make sure that you understand. And I'll also get into why the recycled third-party vendors for UPCs go against what this says here in a second. But to finish this up, we recommend obtaining your UPCs directly from GS1 and not from other third parties selling UPC licenses to ensure the appropriate information is reflected in the GS1 database. Okay, so when they say GS1, all they're saying is they want you to get your barcodes from this place called GS1. They're, again, a nonprofit that just keeps track of all the UPCs. They're more legit, they're more official. The issue with this is they're pretty freaking expensive, right? Compared to other UPCs and third-party UPCs, they're pretty pricey. So are they worth it? That's the real question, right? Should you spend your money on this? And so we can see right here, to get one barcode, initial fee of $30, no renewal fee. This must be new. I've never seen a time or a place where they just sell one barcode for 30 bucks. So this is awesome. They must be listening to you guys having to buy 10 right here and having an initial fee of $250. So it's $250 for 10 barcodes, plus an annual renewal fee of $50. So this makes this decision a lot easier, guys. So it's only $30 to get a legit UPC from GS1 without issues. If you need more than that, 10 right here for $250 for $50 annual fee renewal, which isn't too bad, but it's again $300 for the year, $50 moving forward. Again, I get this question a lot, but you only need one UPC, one unique UPC code for thousands of the same unit. So if you have this book right here, you only need one UPC, and you can print that UPC on thousands of these books. That way you don't need thousands of different UPCs. I know that's probably obvious, but there's probably a few people who had that question in the back of their head. And of course, there's no silly questions when it comes to the Amazon. So this is GS1, guys. This is how you do it legitly without any issues. And so if we go to the other places where people are getting barcodes and having issues, are places like Nationwide Barcode and Speedy Barcodes. Why these places rule? Because you can get one UPC for $12, 5 for $7.50 a piece, 10 for $4.25 a piece. So they're way cheaper, right? So this is what I actually used previously, back in the day for my products because they worked well. Well, Amazon's made some changes to their regulations of what they're checking when you're listing a product. And people who are listing their UPCs from these third-party sites are having issues, even though they say they're tied. So these sites will say they're tied to the GS1 database. That's true, but they're recycled. So they're actually listed under different brands and under different companies. So when you go to use these recycled UPCs for adding your product on here, it's going to tell you, when you put your brand name right here, that UPC does not attach to that brand name because it's attached to something else in the database, right? So they're back checking these, which is all new, and what the issue is. So if you're going to use these UPCs, you're going to have to most likely list under generic or not brand it because there's a different brand already associated with that UPC. If we use GS1, we can put any brand name we want there because it's attached to our business and our brand. So when you go and make a barcode on GS1, it's going to ask you what's the brand name behind this. And you put that brand name, and that's going to tie back to Amazon saying, yes, that's valid. Yes, it matches to the database. So the issue with Nationwide Barcodes and Speedy Barcodes is that you can't put your brand on your listing now. Even if you get through, sometimes you can't even get through. You can't put your unique brand name on there. You got to list generically. And if you want to get brand registered in the future, then you're going to want to get one from GS1. That way you can get brand registered. You can sell for the long term without issues and everything like that. Again, if you sell one of these and the brand name doesn't match up, you most likely won't be able to get brand registered down the line. If you're planning to sell them for the long run, which I always recommend, we're in this for the long run, not the short run, right? It's not a quick, rich scheme business. It's not, make $1 million in 30 days, even though in my case, That did happen, but I'm gonna tell you right now, that was rare. That's not how I do the business now. That's got me in trouble since then. And so, we're in this for the long run, so we should do things with that mentality. But I'll tell you where some of these barcodes are actually beneficial for you, depending on your situation. So if you're just gonna sell a generic product and test some things out, and you don't plan on selling this product for the long run, then these third-party barcodes are probably gonna be okay, right? You're gonna sell generically. It's gonna be all right because you're not gonna brand it in the future. You're gonna save some money there. But on GS1, if you do plan on selling for the long run, like I said before, I would just grab one of these, especially with this new guy right here, one just being $30. Hopefully that applies for everybody. Before it was just buy these 10, get $250 for initial fee, $50 annual fee, which makes no sense. It's a lot more expensive than this $30 fee right here. So I would just grab that if you think there's a chance you sell for the long run. I'll give you a little tidbit here. If you go over to GS1 UK, right? So we're on GS1 US right here. GS1 UK is actually cheaper for your annual fee, and they work in every country, right? So this is a global thing, right? So the G for GS1 stands for global. So this is a global database. And so you can get your UK barcode and it works just the same in the USA as it to anywhere else in the world. So the annual fee is a lot lower here for this, but double check this with the new pricing for that. But if you're gonna get 10, if you have multiple products, the UK might be a good solution for you. I want to talk about one other solution as well, and I'll link the video down below to this solution, but you can also get what's called G10 Exemption. So what this means is, and all G10 stands for, I know all these terms are confusing, but G10 is just a broad overview of all the barcodes. So G10 it covers UPCs, ISBNs, which is just a book labeling thing, ASIN, so all barcodes, just think of that, and G10 is just the generic term for that. So a G10 exemption on Amazon is just saying that you don't need a UPC to list your product. And so I have a video explaining how to do that, how to list the product with a brand name and without a brand name. You can do it generically without a barcode at all. So if you just think you're going to do this for the short term, or you just don't know what you need yet, or you're trying to save money, this might be an option for you. So make sure you go check that video out after this video and see if you can weigh that in and make that work for you. So I hope that all makes sense, guys. I know that was a lot in a short period of time, but I was trying to make that condensed to be respectful of your guys' time. If you got any questions at all, put them in the comments down below. To recap real quick, to list a product on Amazon, to add a product on Amazon, you need a UPC. Amazon wants a UPC. That way they know your product is legit. Once you get that UPC, whether it's GS1 or Speedy Barcodes or GS1 UK, all the options I just showed you, you put that on Amazon, and once you've listed your product on Amazon, they're going to spit back to you an item label. In this barcode, it's going to be an FNSKU. So this is Amazon's barcode. So think of a UPC as universal product code, and think of the FNSKU as just the Amazon barcode to keep track in their warehouses. And this is what you're going to put on your Amazon product, either the manufacturer or you stick it on yourself, which is super easy to do. You'll understand it right when you list your product and where to find this. So no worries there. But I hope that helps, guys. If it helps, tap that like button for me. Get this video out to more people so they're not making costly errors and getting these cheap third-party codes if they're looking to brand their product long-term. If you're trying to stay up to date on everything that changes in Amazon, just like this just changed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That way you guys see all the new videos about all the new subjects. That way you're not in this alone. You have someone there that's tied in with Amazon, actually sells on Amazon, and can help you out. That way it's not too overwhelming and you don't miss anything just because it changes so fast, right? Again, comment down below if you got any questions. Also hit me up on Instagram. I'm trying to post more down there, but also DM me if you got any questions there. I try to get back either in the comments or the DMs every other day at least, and get back to you personally. That way I can help you out with your business and let you keep moving forward. All right, guys, that is it. Hope it helps. Check out the other videos. Again, the G10 exemption video is a good one. It's a good different route that may be great for you. Otherwise, guys, we'll see you on the next one.